Bill Joy, co-owner of Sun Microsystems, author of the Java language, worth about $8 billion. Wired Magazine says the elite plans to kill us, 80% of us, so they have access to life extension technologies. Why the future doesn't need us. Why humans are an endangered species. Again, Bill Joy, multi-billionaire, having a pang of conscience, telling you they plan to kill you. Ted Turner, Prince Philip, they've all said it. I put that in my other films. 8th Circuit Court of Appeals rules that they can have unlimited forced drugging of people that haven't even been charged for unlimited period of times to prepare you to be charged. And they've been grabbing in test cases middle-class doctors and others and forced drugging them. This put out by the American Association of Physicians and Surgeons. City to tax rainwater. From North Carolina to Washington State, cities are now saying they're going to tax you for the use of rainwater with meters. I'm not kidding. Mainstream news. Just talk about total tyranny. Talk about Big Brother, folks. This is it. Did you ever think you'd see them on the nightly news saying you need to take implantable microchips in your brain? Well, they're now doing it. Will military enforce domestic law? Bush, Ridge look at suspending 1878 Posse Comitatus Act. And they've been all over the news saying that. Again, we have 700,000 police. Why do we need military? Because they are a force that takes on the general public. They are not a force that goes out and fights terrorists. Administration mulls whether to give military more power within U.S. borders. Associated Press. Now again, I made films about this in 97, 98, 99, 2000. I warned you. I said terrorism was coming. They were going to spring these troops on us. Now they're getting rid of Posse Comitatus. Meanwhile, there's thousands less Border Patrol agents on the southern border because the government is cutting their pay and then raising the pay for other federal positions on purpose. Our borders are a sieve. Immigration bill offers felons a second chance. And not just aggravated felons convicted of murder, rape, robbery, pornography, child pornography, arson. They want them to come here as illegal aliens and to become members of the military. I mean, yes, you're not living in the Twilight Zone. This stuff is really happening. Because it says legal aliens, but you read in the bill, it's illegal aliens too. So if you're a felon, they want you. Again, Hitler wanted criminals working for him. So did Stalin. And the British brought in foreign troops, Hessians. Why? Because they'll shoot at people, folks. Foreigners find military fast track to citizenship. Again, more on that. Here's a key story. The Globe and Mail. Landry sees more fluid Canadian-U.S. border. Pan-American Union under Northcom actually says it. Here's the Toronto Star. Primers, governors promote open border. North America will lose out to Europe in a new global economy unless Canada and the United States open their borders, create a Pan-American Union. Here's the Globe and Mail. Canada-U.S. near troop deal. Washington and Ottawa are close to a deal allowing U.S. soldiers across the border and operate on Canadian soil in the event of a terrorist attack. The proposal, revealed by Defense Minister John McCallum yesterday, would likewise let Canadian troops take part in the anti-terror operation south of the border. It says Canadians are worried about losing their sovereignty. Yeah, Americans don't even know about this. The Army War College report calls for Mexican and Canadian troops to, quote, patrol America and deal with American terrorists. And now they've got children's video games that the Pentagon puts out where you kill American militia members. San Diego, folks. Associated Press. Army seeks recruits through soldier video games. Who do you fight in the game? You fight the American militia. Terrorist. American militia. You see that? The guys with, a feed hat on. Just a country boy. Sitting there defending America, so he's evil. And guess who the good guys are? SAS, United Kingdom. GSG9, Germany. GIGN, France. Here on the front, who are the best guys in the game? Spetsnaz, Russian. Look at this. Spetsnaz, Russian. They're the good guys. New law lets Army get info on high school kids. Your psychological tests, your scores, everything, without your parents knowing. Again, all this through Homeland Security. Come on, folks. U.S. sends suspects to face torture. What are they training your children to be? They take the patsies, the fall guys for torture. Our troops are training on torturing people. They admit they're torturing them. Soaring achievement in spying, microflight to infiltrate terrorists. Weapons sends messages loud and clear. New sound weapons being given to police. Marine training continues. British force field protects armored personnel carriers, tanks, zaps grenades. Again, there's all these different reports. This is America. MSNBC. The answer to protect America? What's their answer? Domestic CIA. Wake up, ladies and gentlemen. I could go for 100 hours here and not cover it all. But I don't just have the articles. I've been there. I've videotaped it. I've seen the New World Order in action. We're under attack. Warn everybody. Warn everybody you know. Warn them now. The government engineered the attacks. They had the military set up to go after the American people decades ago. They've been slowly, incrementally setting this up. Now, most of the top video games, even the games the government puts out, you go out and kill Americans that resist the government. Your kids are simulating this in their minds. This is all set up and admitted. But we can speak out. We're the people. There's been a great backlash against Ashcroft and his camps and the TIPS program and all of this. The problem is they're going to blow more stuff up and say, see, you got to give us all your rights. Don't listen to the civil libertarians. Don't listen to the folks that, say we deserve freedom. They're selling you tyranny. Check out the information for yourself. Go to InfoWars. Thanks for watching this presentation. It's frustrating for me to have to go this fast and to know that I've only covered a small percentage of the information. If you'd like to learn more, be sure and visit my website daily. It's Infowars.com. And it's better than any newspaper out there I've found. We update the site with mainstream, alternative news, government documents, you name it, from around the globe. But bottom line, folks, America and the world is under attack by the globalists. They're using terrorism and the fear of terrorism to destroy our sovereignty, to bring in foreign troops, to militarize our police, and to turn our military against us. Every nightmare the old-timers ever talked about is now happening. And how did those old-timers years ago know that all this was going to happen? Because they were reading the State Department's own documents. They were reading Foreign Affairs put out by the Council on Foreign Relations. They had watched world history, and they could see the changes that were already taking place. America's a great land, and she's strong. But there's too many wolves in sheep's clothing pulling at her heart, stabbing at her innards. We're losing our country. We're losing America. And our children won't grow up in a free country. They'll grow up in a high-tech police state. So understand me, folks. The government is behind the terrorist attacks. The First World Trade Center, Oklahoma City, the Second World Trade Center. And they're telling us more terrorist attacks are coming. And that we've got to give up our liberty if we're going to have any security. Folks, that's a fraud. We know who has the motive for September 11th. We know who's getting the pipelines and shipping in the opium. We know who's selling the weapons with the Carlyle Group, the Bushes, and the Bin Ladens. We know who's getting the police state here domestically and all these big un-American corporations that are out there promoting it. So start researching this information. Make it a priority in your life. Because whether you like it or not, or whether you believe what I've said here today, it's going to affect you. Because they're planning more terrorist attacks. They've told you it's not a question of if, but when. More terrorists coming. The only way to neutralize the globalists is by exposing that they are behind the terrorist attacks. Then if they pull it, it'll backfire on them. I believe that they're at the point of no return. They're arrogant, and in their ivory towers, they just can't help themselves. But the good news is, I do radio interviews across this country every day. And I do my own syndicated broadcast. And frankly, almost no one calls in that disagrees anymore. And these folks know what they're talking about. They're informed, they're educated, and they're concerned, and they're spreading the word. So be part of history. Help spread the word. We're not alone. Help warn your neighbors. Make copies of this film. I authorize you to for nonprofit educational purposes. Help save America. Terrorism is being used to destroy America. Terrorism is about a political outcome. And look at what the politicians are doing for their banker masters. So please, help save America. Have the courage to spread the word. Because if you don't, no one will. And America will most certainly die. And we all live here. We can't afford to do that to our children and grandchildren. So battle for the Republic. Please get out there and help us save this country. God bless you all. I'm Alex Jones, signing off.